Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I am Christina Sparks. I am a local realtor in the greater Springfield, Missouri area. And today I want to talk about that exam. If you're thinking about getting into real estate or you're already in the classes, I have a few things that I want to talk about that helped me, and I do have a secret that I used that helped me, I'm pretty sure helped me pass the first time. Stay tuned. So a lot of times I get asked, how long did it take you? It took me 6 months from the day that I ordered my online classes to the day that I officially passed my exam. So I ordered my classes online. I did the online portion. There are other options. You can do the in-person if that's how you learn better. You can do in-person. However, I think most of the time the in-person classes are like 3 to 4 weeks, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And you have to pass, whether you do it online or you do it in person, you have to pass the course before you can even apply to take the actual real estate exam. So there's going to be a national and a state portion. Those are separate in class and in testing. So your class will have a national and state portion, and you have to pass both. And then when you go to test, you will have a national and a state portion, which you will have to pass both. So because I was working full-time, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, I studied a lot. I studied on my lunch breaks, I studied in the evenings, I studied on the weekends. My social life kind of took a back seat during those 6 months. I studied a lot. I used flashcards. I got the program through Real Estate Express where you actually got physical books, and you took the classes online, of course, but in the books there was so much more detail than on the slides in the class, which was super helpful for me. I took lots of notes. I had probably 3 or 4 notebooks by the end, just full of notes that I would take. I did Post-its all over the house. Definitions mostly, all over the house, where I went to the refrigerator and I knew what joint tenancy was, and I was getting ready in the morning, and on my mirror I had all the different types of surveys. It really helped me. I kind of have a photographic memory, so it helped a lot actually. So I did my classes online through Real Estate Express, and like I said, I got the physical books along with the online course. I think that was about $400 for both state and national, about $400. And what I also did, and what I also recommend, is Prep Agent. If you haven't heard about it, look it up. I'm sure they have YouTube videos online and things like that. I actually will put a discount code in the link of this video, the description of this video, if you are interested. It's $99 a year. My discount will be 20% off. $99 a year, and you get full access to the webinars, the practice tests, the flashcards, all of it, and 100% worth it to me, every penny. When I was at work, I would listen to the videos, the webinars. So you can join these webinars while they're live, but they also record them, so you can watch them or listen to them like I did over and over and over. And instead of listening to music, I would listen to vocabulary webinars, something I could listen to that would just kind of play in my head and eventually make some of these terms and words stick with me. Prep Agent, 100% recommend. Totally worth it, every penny. So with that being said, my biggest thing and my best advice to you while studying, vocabulary is key. You have to know your vocabulary. When you go to take the test, if you don't know these real estate terms and words, you will not be able to, even if you don't know the answer, if you know the definitions of the words that are in the question and in the answers, you can kind of do an elimination process, and it will help so much. Vocabulary is key, 100%. Know your vocabulary. Okay, I have a secret. I told you I had a secret. I want to share it. I don't know, I haven't seen this a whole lot on YouTube when I was studying. So, in Missouri, I don't know if this is the rules everywhere else, so look it up, find out. But when I was doing my research, I found that you could take your national and state separately. So you can take it together. So here's the breakdown. You can take it together, national and state. Your test is going to be $62. It is in Missouri, 60, 70 bucks in Missouri. And when you go to take that test, you have 140 questions, all jumbled together, all mixed together. 100 of them are going to be state, 40 of them are going to be, or 100 are national and 40 are going to be state. They are all mixed together. You don't know which questions are national. You don't know which questions are state. When I heard that, or when I read about it on the MREC website, I got totally overwhelmed. I was like, well, how am I supposed to know if it's a state or national question? At that point, I decided I'm going to take these separately. I had started the national, studying the national already. I was already probably a few weeks into studying my national. I decided at that point that I was going to take them separately. I was allowed to. That's what I was going to do. So the first 4 or 5 months, I did just national, which is the biggest portion. 48 hours in Missouri and 24, I believe, for the state. So 48 hours of national, I studied, and when I went to take the test, you have to pay the same price, whether you're taking it together, whether you're taking it separate. So I paid 60, 70 bucks and took the national alone. I didn't take the state. So I had 100 questions, and I passed the first time on my national. Super exciting. And then I took another month and I did just state. I breezed through state, crash studied, and when it came time to take the test, I paid another 60, 70 bucks. So, 120, 140 bucks to take both, all together. And I passed state the first time as well. And looking back after I passed the state, I really feel like taking them separately was very helpful. I felt like I was able to focus on one thing at a time and not worried about, oh, is this a state question? Oh, is this a national question? I knew what kind of question it was, and I had just studied it, and I knew. And like I said earlier, vocabulary was so key. These questions are confusing. They tried to make it confusing. They asked triple negative questions. And the other good thing about Prep Agent, you can take practice exams, and you can take exams on certain subjects. So if you're struggling in one area of the exam, you can just take practice test after practice test over and over. And I swear it was my saving grace. I would do that on my breaks. I would take a practice exam, 10 questions, get through it, either whether it was vocabulary or tendencies or anything. And it was so helpful. I recommend doing Prep Agent, and I also recommend, if you can, taking national and state separate. It helped me, and I think it could help you. All right, well, that's how I studied for the exam, the tools I used, the way I did it, passed the first time for both, and within 6 months. Feel free to ask any questions if you have any. I do have the Prep Agent linked down in the bottom if you want 20% off, and good luck. Happy studying.